I am a man with many problems, and on today's episode of Documenting My Forever World, we're going to try to solve some of those. Between episodes, one of our villagers here got turned into a zombie without us trying. I have done some testing in creative and figured out that chicken jockeys can actually go through this when they spawn and kind of come in and kill the zombies. So today's goal is we're gonna transform this beach area from this little walkway up to the stairs over there and kind of try to create a nice little beach ambient vibe throughout here. So let's get started. Okay, step one is we're just gonna do the good old zombie doctor achievement there, and we're gonna start moving this stuff into Walmart over there. So give me a minute, and I'm gonna break these, and I'll get back to you with a clean beach. Quite the series of unfortunate events has taken place. I have found more problems. I was just trying to clean, and I have found more problems. How? What? Don't mind me. That probably fucked a lot of things up, actually. Okay, that's fine. We're good. Okay. We broke some redstone. We're fine. Okay. I'm panicking. Sure, I need help. Sure. No! So it was an empty shulker box. You son of a bitch. This is fine. We're fine. Okay, that's fixed. I think I have to get. Where's my water? Where's the water? Water. That's now a water block. Actually, we're just gonna. We're gonna be safe. We're gonna. How do I be safe? Okay, we're not safe, but we're skilled. Okay. That looks fine. And we throw our shulker box in there. Aha! I have fixed it. Problem number 2 fixed while working on problem number 1. Let's get back to cleaning the beach. Okay, so now we have the beach cleared out of all the junk, and I'm gonna start to work on this path connecting this staircase over to that staircase. I want it to be like an evolution of this bamboo pressure plate path I did over here. I did this because I accidentally made way too many bamboo pressure plates, and I want to actually kind of give it a purpose. So I'm going to show you kind of how I'm going to path this out here, and then show you a first little detail of it, and then we're going to do a time lapse. So let me gather the materials and we'll start pathing it out. Okay, so here is our raw materials. We're going to be using birch and bamboo to kind of make this path. And so I'm just going to start out by kind of placing blocks where I want the path to go, and then we'll clear out some land and kind of do the detail and figure out how we want this to work. So we're going to just start by coming this way, coming up here, and we're going to bring this up this way and around this direction and back down over here. And then we're going to kind of run the path along this direction here. So now we're going to kind of work on a small little section of it here, and then we're going to time lapse the rest of it. One of the things I wanted to try to do is like implement hidden light sources. Like at night you'll see it over there. There's no like visible light, but everything on the beach is lit up. It's all just hidden in those bushes and just behind other things. So I kind of wanted to integrate that into this path so I didn't have to have as many torches or other visible light sources. So one of the things I wanted to try to do was kind of set up these like shroom light under these bamboo trapdoors. So like doing it like this, and then having the bamboo pathway here kind of go on top of it, and then have it like that. I feel like that's not very noticeable. I want to switch these out hopefully for the yellow frog lights. Just currently my frog light farm only has the like purple frog lights for the map room. So I just got to get some frogs in there that produce the yellow ones, and we can switch these out, and I think it will look a little bit better. But we're just kind of extending this path out a little bit and kind of just making it a little bit smoother. I don't want it to be this wide the whole way, so we're going to kind of tunnel it in to a point here and see how that looks. This is way too wide, and plus we don't use this part of it anyway, so I'm going to kind of tear this back a little bit and kind of reshape the pathway. So that's a little bit of a better shape for getting the path to go that direction, but it's pretty rough along these edges. I don't like how that looks, so we're going to start adding the secondary detailing in here, which is going to kind of smooth out that transition, I think. Just trust me for 1 second, please. I think doing the stripped birchwood on the side here kind of transitions it a little bit better. And like if you've ever been on a beach and you see like tracks where people walk, it's a little bit darker because you're deeper into the sand. You're not on the super dried out surface sand. So I think like on the edges here it kind of makes sense. So I'm going to add that on both sides and see how that looks. So I think now it looks pretty good. Like it's starting to look a little bit more textured. I think I want to add, what is it, like the mosaic bamboo, the one where it splits it up into like 4 tiles and kind of like texture that through the path as well, so it's not just this one little graphic the whole way through. And I want to add more of these in here. But I think the light is looking good. I think once we have more of them, it'll look good. And then we can leave the like outside edge bits for like tiki torches and like street lamps and other things like that. So I'm going to do the texturing and see how that looks. And then if that looks good, we're gonna get into the time lapse. What? What's your problem, G? Okay, I went ahead and added the mosaic bamboo in here to kind of break up the texture a little bit. I don't know if it looks great or not. It doesn't seem to be like doing exactly what I wanted, so I might go look through the other bamboo blocks and see if there's anything else I want to throw in here for this section since it is so thick. I think once it gets to the thinner like 3-block section, this will break it up enough, but this big section kind of still looks like an eyesore. I went ahead and added more of the trapdoors just without the lights on them. This one has one, but I think it kind of breaks it up a little bit more and it's starting to look a little bit better. So we're going to get ahead and get into the time lapse and do the rest of the path. Okay, I have finished the path, so I'm going to take you guys through a little walkthrough of it real quick and just kind of, I want to get your feedback on this and kind of see how you like the birch and the bamboo path here. I kind of added these little pathways up to the little huts here so that it looks like somebody would like travel through here quite often. But this is the finished look. Where you see torches, I'm going to add little tiki torch designs in to kind of help with the lighting of everything. But from a outside view, from like over here, it doesn't look bad. I think it looks all right. You guys let me know how you like it or if you have any tips for how to improve this overall. But that is the path, and next we'll get into the tiki torches. Okay, so for the tiki torches, I saw this cute design on Instagram or on Pinterest. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was just these cute little designs with these boats down here, and you leave the boat and you fill it in like this, and then you just kind of, oh, go up. Okay, we'll fix that in a second. You go up, and you put it up here, and you just put a torch on top here. And so we have a little string leading out, so what I'll do is I'll come back down under here, die for a minute, because, you know, that's just what happens, and we're flooding everything. I am struggling. Back to this. So we get this, and we kind of just go into F5, and we try to line it up as best we can here. See how it looks in free cam. It looks pretty good. But yeah, now we have a cute tiki torch design that we're gonna throw in where we have torches everywhere, and see how that looks. Get a little bit of feedback on that. Alright, this is the beach at night with all the tiki torches placed in. I think it is looking pretty good. I think it lights it up pretty well, and I think it kind of takes away the ugly torch effect. So next thing on the agenda is these trees. Looking out on these trees from over here, I think I like the height of these three trees here. I like that they're kind of offset from each other, and I kind of like the location of them. So I think I'm going to keep these, but kind of just revise them a little bit. I do think, however, I want to add a couple more trees in here. I want to put in one slightly larger one in this vicinity here, and then one slightly smaller one here, as well as revisiting this tree here and adding one more along here, just to kind of give it a more tree effect through here, and kind of give it a more like jungle effect. So I'm gonna hop into the creative world real quick and show you some of the trees I've already designed and try to make a couple more. Alright, we've hopped into the creative test server here. These are some of the trees I was working on the other day. As you can see, I kind of experimented with trying to do like a gradient along the tree. Experimented with different like shapes and different colors. And one of the main things I wanted to do was like learn the leaf structure as well. I think these ones are a little bulky. I think all of these kind of fail in different ways, so I kind of want to take a part of each one of them. Okay, first thing I want to take from one of the trees is this kind of shape here with the stairs and the fences to kind of smooth it out along the way. I think for the taller trees, this is going to look really good. And I think this color scheme might be one that we go with, but I think it's too. I don't like the oak wood look, and I feel like oak wood just is overused. One thing I don't like is this little top bit I had here. I tried to kind of thin it out as the top, but it didn't work out very well. But that's the first thing we're kind of taking is the shape from this one. The second thing I want to take is the leaves from this guy here. I think it is perfectly spread out and isn't as like clumped up in the middle as some of the other ones. Like these kind of just look very bushy, and palm trees aren't that bushy. Like from afar, yeah, it gets that way, but I think it has a natural look to it. Kind of fix some of these like little jumped up bits here and kind of make them more droopy. Um, but I think that's the second thing we're going to take away. For the last two things, we're going to kind of take them both away from this tree here. For those trees up on the cliff, I really kind of want to try this like curly palm tree look. I kept seeing a lot of images when I was looking at palm tree references of them on the beach, and they kind of like outward spread like this. I don't know how accurate it's going to be putting them up on the cliff, but I think I want to do smaller versions of this on the two spots on top of the cliff. And the other thing is, I think I want to keep the jungle wood color scheme. I might build in some of the gradient with the plank into this stripped wood. I think I'm gonna abandon the granite idea, but I think those are the last two things we're gonna take from these trees. So, without further ado, we're gonna try to make another one. Okay, so we're gonna try to kind of mimic this shape here, this style here. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit more simplified and kind of have it go straight in one direction and not diagonally here. So what I'm gonna do to start is kind of get us a base here. I want to see if I can texture this a little bit so it's not as steep here, but I kind of want to go up and take this shape a little bit further up and end about here. I think I want to do like a slightly smaller one, and then we'll do a slightly bigger one in a second at an angle. So I want to smooth this out by putting the stairs there. And do I like the trap door or the fence gate? No, I don't like the fence gate. So we're gonna take that out and throw in some more fences, and we're gonna change that out for a stair. And here's where we're gonna kinda texture this a little bit like that, and then we're gonna have this go up like that, and I think that's a good part or good shape here. And for all of these I use jungle leaves. I'm gonna try the mangrove leaves on this one, but I'm gonna look at this real quick and try to start this. And that's kind of the shorter tree. I think some of these can kind of angle down a little bit more. I'm not in love with it, but it does the job. I think the leaf structure is a little off. I think the gradient looks a little funny to me. So I think I'm going to stick with just keeping the spruce stripped logs and doing the stairs and fences like that for now. I think that looks better because I just don't think I'm grading or like good enough at the gradient stuff. If you have any thoughts on it, please let me know down in the comments. But we're gonna try and do another one at a bigger scale. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna do this at a little bit of a bigger scale here. I want to add it in here, do this, gonna add that there, and move along as we go up. I'm gonna add these stairs to kind of smooth out the look here. Gonna add the fences in. I don't know how well that is working, but I'm gonna stray away from the details a little bit and try to get the shape in. Okay, I think that's a good shape and a good scale. This is kind of like the height difference from this tree to that tree that I want for the 2 extra trees that we're going to be adding in. I do think the base is a little thick here, if I'm being honest, just from this one angle, compared to the rest of it. So I might have to beef up this part here and kind of make this like that, and then do the same little strategy there and see if that works. No. I'm finding it hard to do these transitions between the diagonal bits. On this one here, what we did was we added the stairs. I don't hate it. I think it looks better on this one. I think I need to retry it on that one. But on these other ones, I was just leaving it like this, and it didn't look horrible. It left room for desire, room for improvement. So we're gonna go back and try some of that. I revisited some of the bottom details to kind of make it more skinny here, and I think this looks better. I think the base it keeps the same like idea of the shape, but makes it a lot thinner, so it's not as obnoxious. This I think is failing slightly. That might work. I think that will work for that one. So we're gonna kind of shape or do that shape throughout this, which I actually want to reshape this a little bit. So I want it to actually come up here like this for a couple blocks, and so I can add some fence in there, and then add a slab up there and go up some more. just slightly and put in a fence there. I think that shape looks a little bit better for what I want. So now it's time to add in the leaves. Looking back at the leaf structure on this guy, I think the problem I have with it is the leaves are too long. I think I want to cut the leaves back on a smaller one by one, and it kind of gives the scale a little bit better. Like it matches the scale a little bit better. So for this one, I'm going to steal the 5-4 leaf structure I had there, maybe even make it like a 6-5, depending on how it looks on that one. So I'm going to get into that now. So that's the 5-4 leaves. I think I do want to extend it by one. I think it is a little small on the scale here. So let me extend by one and we'll revisit it. Okay, I think that fits the scale a little bit more. So I think I'm pretty proud of this tree here. I know it's not the greatest, but I think palm trees are kind of hard to capture in Minecraft because they like bend in a weird angle and they can kind of bend in a weird structure. So I'm gonna go gather the resources in the survival world and we're gonna get into a time lapse of building these trees in the survival world. If you're still watching, thank you. I just wanted to get into the future of the channel real quick. I don't know how long or how frequent I will be uploading videos. I'm kind of using this as a break from another creative project right now. I'm currently in the middle of writing a book, but I am so burnt out, I just needed another way to get my creative thoughts out, and making videos was something I wanted to learn for a long time, and I play a lot of Minecraft in my free time, so kind of the projects merged into one. The style of these videos is going to kind of be dictated by you guys. If you guys want more authentic videos and less cut up videos, let me know. If you would rather have the more time-lapsey, less talk through stuff, I can do that too. I'm gonna be trying to learn how to edit videos as time goes on, but progress is probably gonna be slow and not very much. But we'll see how that goes. That's gonna be the future of this channel, and I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow and learn as I go. And we're gonna hop back into the world here. Well, this is the finished look at the beach. I think it turned out pretty good. I think it looks really nice here at night, all lit up with the tiki torches and the path lights. The trees look great. I think, yeah, at the top they kind of get a little dark at night, but there's not much I can do to really solve that. But if we look at it from a distance from this side of the lake here, it looks fantastic. I think the trees work well, and I think they all shaped up well, and I think the path makes a good little detail on the beach. So I guess with that, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.